Hello, and welcome into another video. This one's going to be an EDC update. People love these EDC videos, and I don't mind making them for you. So I'm going to show you what I'm currently carrying. I'll start off on the left here. I have my Benchmade Model 42 Balisong. This is in the supplied factory sheath. I've been wearing this on my right side, wearing it horizontally like you see here. There's no real need for me. As you can see in the background, I have a large folder and I have a small folder. There's no real need for me to carry this knife. However, it's just too much fun. I absolutely love it. Most people love the Benchmade 42 Balisong because it's just so much fun to flip. But these knives, believe it or not, are fantastic to use. Almost full 4-inch Weehawk style blade here. Fantastic. I mean, I actually use my Balisongs to cut things. I love playing with them, but honestly, they are great knives. For folding knife design, it is absolutely my favorite by far. So even though it's a little bit overkill to have already have a full blade and have a secondary blade like this, I just like the variety, and it's really comfortable in the supplied sheath to carry. So not a problem whatsoever for me. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So I've been carrying that recently. To be honest, I'll probably stop carrying the Balisong only because it is overkill. And although sometimes I like whipping it out to use it, it's not really necessary. So it depends. For now, I have been carrying it. Later in the video, I'll explain one of the reasons why I'll probably stop. I don't really want to give it away right this second. But anyway, moving on, I have been carrying this full-size Benchmade Deja Vu. I absolutely love it, and believe it or not, this knife was sent to me by a viewer, and I just have to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just over-the-top generous, extremely nice of this person. I don't know if they want me to mention who they are, but you know who you are if you're watching this video, and I have to say it was just so nice of you. They love the knife. They just wanted to move on to something different, and they were actually going to trade it or sell it on the forums, and they decided to send it to me, and I couldn't be any more grateful and thankful. Just awesome. I really love this knife. That large S30V blade, just perfect. I can't put this knife down. I love playing with it. I love using it. Just fantastic. Of course, I'll have a full review in the future on this knife. Next, you'll see the Spyderco Cricket, which I absolutely love. I still love as a backup knife. I can't put this down either. I still love this one. If I have a little cutting task, I'll break this one out as opposed to the Balisong or the larger Deja Vu. Just still love this knife. Still love carrying it. Absolutely fantastic and pretty light. The next thing you'll notice is a cell phone. I have not shown my cell phone in previous videos. I'll be honest, I hardly use the cell phone. I hate talking on the phone. I don't know what it is, but I hate talking on the phone, and I don't blab on the cell phone all day long. The only reason I really have a cell phone is for emergency purposes and the occasional, call to a friend or family for whatever reason. But I barely use it. There's days that I don't even turn my cell phone on. I know some of you guys and girls live off your phone and iPods and stuff like that, but I try not to do that. I try not to be so into it where if my phone broke, I'd be devastated. It is just an emergency tool for me in case my car broke down or something. And you could probably tell that because I got the most basic phone there was. I have Verizon as my plan, and I decided to just go with whatever was the cheapest. And this is what was the cheapest at the time. It does have a camera and all those other goodies and stuff. And I took a picture of my grandfather's place for a background, and that's it. I can care less about ringtones and wallpaper and blah, 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 blah. I mean, for me, again, it's just an emergency tool. It's not really a source of entertainment for me. But, people want to see it anyway, so there you go. The blockiest, oldest phone by Verizon. I guess not the oldest. They do get bigger. But anyway, so that's what I carry daily. This Balisong I'll probably stop carrying only because I don't need the extra weight. I haven't really used it as much. I just love the folder too much. But if for some reason I stop carrying this folder, I would definitely love to go with the Balisong for my main large blade. But let me move this stuff out of the way for a second. because I want to talk about this. This is my new CCW. I got my permit for Pike County. You see there, Sheriff of Pike County. And I can now legally carry my gun. So, that's what I've been doing. I've been carrying my Glock 17. The first thing I want to tell you is that I actually, before I got my permit, after I got my gun, I did a trade with someone on blade forms. Actually, a cop on blade forms. And he sent me this, well, I traded my bird crossbill and my Cara, since I didn't really use them, for the sheath. Now, this is a fantastic, beautiful leather paddle holster. Now, this paddle holster slips in your pants, and some people don't like paddle holsters. Personally, I think it's okay. I'm new to holsters in general, but I actually prefer, besides the paddle part, I prefer to take that off and use a secondary piece just directly on my belt. I find it to be just a little bit more comfortable. But the sheath itself is just fantastic. I'll show you here. Gun goes in. It actually has a thumb brake on top. I believe this was the cop's duty gun for a while too. Oh, get this off camera here. So this just snaps on here. And get this in here. There we go. So basically this rides on my right side, and when I want to draw the pistol, I basically just push that over. It's called a thumb brake, and then I can release it from the sheath, or the holster itself. But even though I absolutely love this holster, I love it, it's just too bulky. And I've thought there's a lot of different carry options, and I'm still working out what's best for me. It might take a while to figure out what I really like the most. So far, I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this holster to the side and use that when I'm at my grandfather's or walking around, where I can kind of have the gun a little more exposed and I don't have to worry about concealing it so much. However, what I chose, though, to do for a concealed carry, which I absolutely, and I've been doing this for about a week and a half now, and I've absolutely loved it, is I got what's called a clip draw, okay, for my gun. And it is basically nothing more than a pocket clip for the gun. You can see here, just a pocket clip. I love pocket clips on my knives, so I thought, you know what, why not for the gun? And this is actually, it rides in the waistband, just like this, and you know, your pants go up to this notch. Okay, so it's in your pants about this much. The only exposed is the back of the slide here, and of course the handle. And it is extremely, extremely comfortable. Just fantastic. I hardly notice it's there, really, even though this is a full-size Glock 17. It's a large pistol for concealed carry. Most people wouldn't want to carry a larger gun like this, but it is extremely comfortable, I've found, and I've really, really preferred this carry method thus far. But the problem is, this brings up some safety questions. Okay, a lot of the gun people already, I know you're already thinking about it. What I've decided to do, and this is a kind of a question, this is personal preference, but it's a big argument among the gun forums I've found thus far, and that the question is to carry a gun with the magazine in, or having the gun with the magazine in and a bullet in the chamber, ready to go. Now, right now, this gun is loaded, as you see here, but I do not have a bullet in the chamber. Okay. You can see there, I do not have a round in the chamber whatsoever right now. Okay, so this gun is safe. But the question is, most people, I think, they carry what's called +1, which means they have their full magazine in the gun, but they also have a round in the chamber. So when they pull their gun out of their pocket or whatever, they can basically pull the trigger and the gun shoots. The problem, the only drawback to having this kind of carry method is that the trigger guard and the trigger itself is not covered. Now, when it's in the holster, when the gun is in the holster, the trigger area is in here. So there's no way you can accidentally get in there and pull the trigger. Okay, it's impossible. You can't do it. So it's safer to carry a +1 with the holster. However, when this is in my pants, there's nothing blocking this. So for some reason, I don't know, something got in there and pulled the trigger, I'd have a round go off, which is obviously no good. not a safe way to do that. So what I've decided to do is I've still decided to carry this way. with the clip draw. And basically, like I said, it's just a pocket clip. It comes with a stainless steel plate that you replace with the original plate so that you can mount that onto the back. Easily reversible if you want to take it off, not a big deal. And it does not affect the function of the cartridges ejecting or anything like that whatsoever. But I really like this method. So in order for me to carry this way safely, what I have to do is I have to carry this with the magazine in. However, I do not carry with one in the chamber. Okay, it's just too unsafe in this type of carry. So basically, when I want to operate the gun, I have to draw the gun, okay, and then after I draw the gun, I have to rack the slide to chamber around. Then I can pull the trigger to shoot. Now, this only takes a split second to do. I mean, once you pull it out of your pants, it only takes that much longer. Some guys think that's just too long. In a sticky situation, that split second might be the difference between life and death. However, although I cannot predict what's going to happen in my future, in any situation where I might need to defend my life, I don't think a split second would make the difference. That's just, again, this is just my personal preference to carry this way. I'd rather carry it safer and take the extra split second to use the gun as opposed to carrying it in a more dangerous way when in fact I probably will never have to use this gun, if you can understand what I mean by that. But anyway, for me, again, draw the gun, rack the slide real quick. It's not a big deal. But a lot of people would definitely argue against that. And that's totally fine. You know, it's a matter of opinion and personal preference. But this is by far the most comfortable way, you know, between the holster and this. I definitely prefer this. Now, I still want to try an in-the-waistband holster. I still want to try a shoulder harness to see what's most comfortable for me. But this is definitely, I mean, when I'm wearing this like this, you can't see the gun whatsoever. It's completely concealed, and it's very comfortable. So I think I'm going to stick to this this kind of setup here. As far as ammunition, what I'm carrying right now, you can see here. Now, by the way, before I get onto the ammunition, I'm still using the 10-round magazines that came with the gun. I had two 10-round magazines. In my state, Pennsylvania, where I live, I'm allowed to carry and use high-capacity magazines, okay? Now, I plan on buying these 17-round magazines with a +2 base plate, so they'll hold 19 rounds, okay? And if I wanted to carry one in the chamber, that'd be 20 shots. However, contemplating this over and over again, I decided to go with the 10 rounds for a carry because in most situations, I'm not going to need more than 10 shots. I mean, I don't live in an urban environment where there's city, you know, situations. I'm never really in a situation where I would be in some kind of gunfight with multiple people and stuff like that. The kind of situation I might predict is perhaps I'm in a convenience store and, you know, some messed up guy decides he wants to rob the place that day. I think 10 shots is sufficient. The reason in the future I might change my mind. I might go with a 17 or 19 round magazine. But for now, I think 10 is sufficient. Now, the drawback, obviously, to carrying the 17 rounds is more weight. I'm already carrying a full-size 9mm pistol, and even though the Glock is light for its category, having the polymer frame, it's still full size. Okay, so weight is an issue for me. Having, you know, the full-size gun with the 10 rounds it's comfortable. It's definitely comfortable right now. It's not a big deal for me. Adding more weight by adding more rounds, that might be the difference. It might put it over the edge where it's just a little too heavy. So I'm still contemplating that. Right now, I think 10 is totally fine. So moving on to the ammunition I'm carrying, I have been carrying this. I talked extensively with my local gun dealer, who I actually purchased a gun from and a couple other things. But I've decided to go with his choice of self-defense round, which is a Federal brand 9mm. It's a 147 grain Hydroshock jacketed hollow point. Definitely very effective. Okay. For self-defense, I think you're gonna have a one-sided argument. Everyone's gonna say go hollow point. Don't go like round nose. Don't go. Even a full metal jacket round is I guess inferior to a hollow point of any kind. So this was definitely his choice, and this is actually what he carries. And for someone who owns and sells and deals with guns for the last 30, 40 years, I'll go with his opinion. So I think general consensus says this is a very good self-defense round anyway, so this is what I chose. Now these aren't cheap. You know, the box of 20 is $20.50, so that's $1 a shot. Not a big deal. I mean, I'm not going to be shooting these all day long. This is going to stay in my gun when I carry it, and actually bullets, they do have a shelf life. I mean, technically they don't. However, I've heard that over time, you know, with condensation and stuff, sometimes, unless you buy waterproof ammunition, sometimes the primers can go bad. If they get moisture in there, or if you have brass casings, they tend to go bad. So what I'll do is, even though these should be fine for years and years, what I'll do is probably once every 2 months or 3 months, I'll change out the ammo and put some fresh rounds in there just in case. Because when the crap hits the fan, I don't want to have a round not go off. But anyway, eventually I'll take my old rounds and maybe I'll make a video on shooting and showing the difference between like a regular full metal jacket as opposed to the hollow point. Do some kind of destruction tests, which I'm sure you guys will love. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm carrying my full-size Glock 17, 10 rounds of some hollow points in here with the clip draw. That's the setup I have currently. Okay, so awesome. Got the gun. Got my permit, so I'm legal, everything's good. And it really, at first I was kind of worried that the gun would be, it would just be too heavy to carry and weigh my pants down and everything else. Honestly, it's totally fine. But now that you know that I'm carrying the gun, that's why I say it's overkill. Before, I had no problem carrying 3, 4, even 5 knives. But now, I can't use the extra weight. It's pushing it now that I'm carrying the gun. So anyway, I'll probably nix the ballast song. Even though I love it, I'll still play with it. I just won't carry it. So it's going to be the next, I guess, at least the next week. I'll be carrying the Glock 17. I'll be carrying the full-size Benchmade Deja Vu. And I will be carrying my little Spyderco Cricket, which I love, as well as my cell phone for emergencies. So that is my new EDC update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely had fun making the video and talking to you about it a little bit. I know that I said I'm going to be back to knives, and I absolutely will be back to knives. However, I will be throwing in some videos. I do want to do some upgrades down the line to my Glock, just to mention a couple things. I did put a little plug in the bottom here in the handle. Most people do that. That's just to protect that cavity in there. The cavity is really, if you wanted a stock or something, you can attach a stock to your Glock, but I'm not going to do that, so I put the plug in there to keep it, you know, from getting debris in there. But the things I want to do is, you know, some extension pieces here. I thought about doing a trigger job on this, but I want to keep it how it is stock. I don't want to make the trigger too easy to pull, again, preventing accidents. And eventually I want to get a competition barrel for it, an extended ported barrel, but that's for future videos. Anyway, absolutely loving the gun, loving the new knife. You know who you are. Just, I can't thank you enough. That was too cool. Too cool for school, man. And that's my current setup. I definitely love making the video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you watching it. So once again, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.